Okay, we good. So listen, let's move on to round number three. Again, if you're just joining us, Pharcyde, first album versus second album is going down right now. Let's talk about the first singles of each project, which basically could mean the first time we're hearing these groups for the first time, right? And maybe any years at that point. So you have the introduction of the Pharcyde in 92. I don't know what year the single came out, but I'm assuming 92. But sometimes these things happen like a little early, maybe it could be like late 91. But you got Your Mama being the first single and intro that you hear from the Pharcyde. Again, a funny, sketchy, entertaining type of record that we've never been used to. Going up against, again, the reintroduction of listening to these guys again for the first time in about 3 years, right? Because the second album, Lab Cabin, comes out in 95. And then you have a record that really changed the sound of hip hop at the time, just like Your Mama did. We never heard records like these. So Your Mama versus Drop. It
Wow,
goes
that's
down
interesting.
first. Say again?
Wow, I said, wow, that's interesting.
It's the first single off of each project. And again, Your Mama, again, we were like, you could do a song about snaps?
Don't talk about my mama.
Yeah, you're talking about my mama. You know what I'm saying? Again, the single didn't really take off fire. Like, we know the opposite obviously was not the case for Drop. But we're just talking in terms of like, oh, Pharcyde, okay, interesting. And then the other reaction is, oh, Pharcyde's back, interesting. And if you know, you know. I'm sure everybody knows what Drop sounds like, but it was an interesting sound at the time. Again, Dilla on his crazy, futuristic sound, so far ahead of his time. Both songs fire. Let's talk about which one takes home the win this evening. Let's start out with, again, a classic, Your Mama. It's funny as hell. Pay attention. We're going to get at least 2 verses in.
Bell with handcuffs, the sad fact, your mama smokes crack. She got a burning yearning and there's no turning back. Her knuckles back down to the ground when she walks. Spit comes out that bitch mouth when she talks. Naked on a mountaintop, shooting on a fizzle. Riding on a horse, drinking whiskey out of bizzle. She got the wings and teeth of an African back. Her middle name is Mud, bone, and on top of all that, your mama got a glass eye with the fish in it. Your mama got a glass eye with the fish in it. Your mama got a glass eye with the fish in it. Your mama, your mama, your mama. Your mama look like she's been in the dry with some rocks, with the big bust nose sucking dirt out of socks. Held up the ice cream truck with the slingshot. She drives it back up cheese corn and a soda pop. Your mama rootin' on my loot and my suit. Today have the muscles, but no, she's not cute, she's not pretty. Oh, what a pity, got the glass titty filled up for Kool-Aid. Just for the kiddies on the clip, butt naked, tootin' on the flute. Riding on the horse, drinking whiskey out of boot. She got the teeth and the wings more junk than several cells. I jet propel at a rate to complicate the mental state as I invade the masquerade. They couldn't fade with the clipper blade. 10 years in the trade is not enough, you can't cut it. I let you take a swing and you butt it for an easy out. I leave them seized with doubt of exceeding. My name is Booty Brown and I'm proceeding, leading. They try to follow, but they shallow and hollow. I can see right through them like an empty 40 bottle of OE. They have no key or no clue to the game at all. Now they washed up, hung out to dry, standing looking stupid, wondering why. Why, man? It was the fame that they tried to get. Now they walking around talking about represent and keep it real. But I got to appeal, cause they existed in the fantasy when holding it still. Rockabye, baby. Listen to your heartbeat pumping to a fine ravine of all things. It's the vein of a shrine. All missions impossible are possible, cause I'm headed for a new sector 365. Days from now, I'll wipe the sweat from my eye. And each and every true will stick or fall from the skies of my cloud nine. From homies all the way to six, no matter how fine. Controlling it, just rolling way to wreck a proud mind. You hold it in your hands and watch a man start crying. Tear after tear in the puppet man's hands. Every time you take a stance, you do the puppet man's dance. And the world's at a standstill. Deep in broken Mansville, trapped in the boat with an anvil still. Killing yourself and dogging your health. You ain't amphibious, so grab a hold of yourself.
But through my will, my flow still will spill. Toxic, slick to shock, sick like electrocute. When I execute acutely over the rhythm on those that pollute, extra dosages is what I gotta give them. Got 'em mad and trembling, cause I've been up in my lab assembling missiles to bomb the enemy, because they envy me in the making of my mad currency. Currently, I think we're in the state of an emergency, cause niggas done sold they souls and now they souls is hollow. And I think they can't follow, they can't swallow the truth because it hurts. This is how I put it down, this is my earth, my turf. The worth of my birth is $1 billion, and you know what time it is, I'm gonna make $1 million. Yeah, you know what time is it? Yeah, you know what time is it? Yeah, you know what time is it? Yeah, you know what time.
We'd all like to welcome you here to this little flight. Now entering 50,000 feet. Get
Ooh, yes, sir. The Pharcyde episode, Bizarre Ride to the Pharcyde versus Lab Cabin, California. We are talking
Big up to Cassette Bay.
Cassette Bay in the building.
What up, Cassette Bay?
We got to get some sound effects on deck that is common sense. How we don't have a 4. Looking at you.
My bad. I know you're looking at me.
Yo, could you just do me a favor? Could you just use what Jules just did? How come we don't have the fa?
Yeah, I don't want to clear any license.
No, we need to.
Yeah, handle ourselves. It's true. No, see that man. That's a thinker right there. That man's a thinker. That man's trying to avoid litigation. That man's trying to avoid litigation right there.
Saucy there. Very
Spoken like a true person trying to dodge being served. I like that. My name is not who? I don't know that. Round number
Don't know what
3.
you're talking about.
Your Mama versus Drop. Shout out to Spike Jones. If you know, you know. We got a whole separate conversation about the influence of that particular video, but let's talk about it. Your Mama, again, I had never heard nothing like that at the time. I want to say I'm not gonna lie to you, I heard it after Passing Me By, because I didn't get caught up in the roll-up. That was the rollout, pardon me. That was Bizarre Ride to the Pharcyde's first single, right? Which was Your Mama, which I think I could see the marketing in it. Like, yeah, like,
You remember the video for Your Mama?
It didn't catch on that well, Your Mama, when it came out.
not so much New York, no. You know, and this is at a time when you could easily call in videos on the box, and people were heavily doing that. And this, I remember seeing it. I totally am aware of the record. I'm letting you the order of how I heard it. But when you listen to it, it's a great record. It's funny. It's entertaining. The beat is fire. Again,
The beat is very fire.
shout out to Jay Swift. We haven't given Jay Swift his flowers yet. Basically produced the entire album. You know, he definitely had influence and help from the group itself. But we know who spearheaded most of the album. Obviously, Jay Swift. Shout out to him.
But Drop is special, unique.
Let's talk about it. Triple C, you put in your vote first, obviously, for Drop.
Yeah.
What is it about that makes it special to you?
No, like to rhyme over just a rewinding type of sound throughout the whole thing. That's kind of hard to do.
And they still threw like melody on it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
humming.
Yeah.
Like Is that enough? Like, it'd be enough. It'd be enough.
The video is incredible.
Yeah,
Yes,
the video was
Video
ahead. The
is-
video was ahead of his time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The video is probably I'm gonna say it. The video is probably the best hip hop video ever. I'm gonna say it.
It's a strong statement, but
Because
it's hard
for the
not to argue.
skill
Yeah,
for the skill that it took for them to do that video backwards, not only film it backwards, but do the rhymes backwards
Yeah.
so that it would work out the right way. Come on, man. I haven't
Yeah.
seen anything like that since, and I don't think we ever will again.
That's
The
true.
creativity, the creativity into that really, like, shout out to my dudes, my film family and shit like that. Like, people who are into like filming and things like that. Like, that's something to when you look at that video being done, it's like, damn, how the hell did you do that? Like, you had to get that drop of the water correct one time. You know what I'm saying? For it then to be played backwards, like, it's just the whole entire shit was dope, man. Super creative.
It's
Yeah.
a fact.
Yeah.
There's whole documentaries on the video for Drop and Spike Jonze's involvement and all the creativity and the making behind it that went involved. It's a really good watch. You guys should look it up.
I don't know. It sounded like a lot of money he was involved in that video.
It probably was, no, but it probably wasn't at the same
Probably
time.
wasn't at the same time. Yeah.
So I mean, I think it's a combination of both. For one, let's talk stats for a second. So again, Bizarre Ride to the Pharcyde came out in '92, did extremely well later on because of the obviously second single, which was Passing Me By, right? Brought that album to a whole new level. The album ended up peaking only to number 75 though, even with all the help of Passing Me By. Gold album though, so it got its 500,000 sales. Very important to point out. At the same time, that probably ups the budget. And at that point, Delicious Vinyl is involved. And I'm checking right now to see if Delicious Vinyl was involved on the second album, which I don't think they were.
Malcolm 10 brought up a good point while you're looking that up. He said
Right.
that Cypress Hill did a reverse video before the Far Side, which I don't remember that at all.
Yeah, he's right. And How to Kill a Man, they do.
Kill a Man,
Actually,
yeah.
that's the thing. They do a scene,
It's a scene.
Yeah.
a scene, and Spike pulls off long. I don't know if the whole video is one long stop. I think the whole video is one long nonstop video, if I'm not mistaken.
But the drop,
Yeah,
like when you watch it, yeah, it's like
I think it's a one. It's a one long.
It's
shot
then
video.
continuously doing it, but
Continuous,
like,
yeah.
but
A
them
continuous
to
shot,
get
bro.
that, yeah,
It's a
but them to
continuous
get
shot.
that to work to get that continuous shot
Yes.
for a
And
whole
then
entire
we're talking about
video.
film, and we're talking about a real set, not no like happy go lucky. They had a set, they had people on. It's a real production, and again, it was still indie at the time because Spike Jonze was not the Spike Jonze he was at the time. I mean, he was on the come up, but it was about finding like again young people that had.
That was the creativity back
Yeah,
then.
they
I
had
mean,
that
that's what made the '90s special is because
he became a super legit
Yeah.
director, not just of videos, but like of movies. Like the guy's like very special.
And like, just as we're talking about this, and I guess we could bring it to current, that's one of the things that people are scared about with AI, as far as taking the creativity away from the people, or how easy it is to become creative to do things like that. So not in the sense of making a video, but just allowing your mind to think of something and pulling that shit off,
That video was no AI, no CGI, no nothing.
Yeah, no, nothing. That shit was all real. Yeah.
Let me ask Mal. Mal, if you're watching right now, if you can hear me, was Lab Cabin California on Delicious Vinyl?
Yes, it was.
It was, right? Because I
Yes.
see it listed here, but I'm like, I just don't remember them involved in it. But either way, shout out to Delicious Vinyl. Both of these albums, early 90s, like I said, and then you have Lab Cabin coming out 3 years later, 95, their second album. You assume the budget would go up. This is why I was asking about what label, because the Capitol's involved as well. So they probably upped the budget a little bit. And then this album did not produce any sort of, it didn't go gold, in other words. So that means it didn't sell.
Really? Lab Cabin didn't go gold?
It did not.
That's crazy. That's wild.
I can't speak on
Crazy.
back then.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it did.
Honestly.
it didn't hit any kind of again stat in terms. Again, I think it's a stat, but it didn't even go gold. I'm trying to see if any of the other songs on the album went gold on there.
Do you think that's a marketing thing?
I think it. Again, see. So by the way, Run In did go gold. So this is just, not that it matters. This is just a sales history on the RIAA website, which again I think might be a little dated. But at the end of the day, this is the current stats that hold quote unquote true that you could look for as on a factual set. The Far Side Running is a gold single. The Passing Me By single is a platinum song. It might even be. Hold on, let me just double check. Yeah,
That shit's got to be like multi fucking
It's-
8 times
that's what I'm
around the
saying.
world.
It says platinum once, and I'm like, okay. And then Bizarre Ride to the Far Side, which is the album we're speaking on that has Passing Me By, is a gold album. So yeah, so only running the actual song off of Lab Cabin charted off this project. So you have a album that peaked at the number 37 spot. So again, in terms of stats, it moved up the chart about a good chunk on their second album, right? And then this doesn't, produce any sort of a large amount of sales. However, if you know, both albums are long-term classics in terms of hip hop heads for decades. And like I said, it's even spawned the conversation of which team are you, and that's the conversation we're having tonight here on Eats, Beats, and Rhymes. So again, the Pharcyde Eats, Beats, and Rhymes presents Bizarre Ride to the Pharcyde versus Lab Cabin California. Let's move on. Triple C dropped his vote. Let's go ahead and wrap this one up. I think it's goes without saying. I'm going to ask if anybody wants to place a vote for your mama. No,
I really like your mama, man. I'm not gonna place a vote for it though.
I'm gonna go ahead and fill out.
Drop is crazy. Drop is
The,
crazy.
the production on your mama is super dope. I think that's underrated for what, like for the creativity and the lyrics and the style and what the subject matter is about. I think it's real.
You don't got to sugarcoat it. Again, Drop is a monster. Again,
Yeah.
And the only reason, again, your mama is up against it at the moment is not because your mama was so popular as well. It's because they were both first singles off each project. But we don't have to and I'm not making fun of anybody that just gave a response, but we don't got to sugarcoat nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is. Drop is the winner. No need to, sugarcoat that because it basically means the score is now not even, and we have a score of 2-1. Lab Cabin in the lead. Again, every Monday night, 8 p.m. We do it here live on Twitch. Eats, Beats, and Rhymes on YouTube as well. All your DSPs. Round number 4.
Oh, results.
Yes. Thank you, Executive Producer Triple C. DJ Hobo, what were the results of Your Mama versus Drop?
63% for Drop.
There goes what I